All right, let's get to Troy Aikman. Woo! Man, Troy Aikman, is he tripping or he doing three much? This is a conversation that people were having. And it all started week one, said a contractor on the Monday Night Football team, because they were talking about some changes in the Monday Night Football crew. And a lot of people anonymously were pointing the finger at Troy Aikman. Damn, don't you hate the anonymous comments? I do too, but so many people are scared. This is the news now, and this is how we got to report it. They say, quote, he was dogging the crew and gear on the air when he couldn't figure his telestrator out. I remember that moment. That was funny. He couldn't figure it out because he shows up on game day. Didn't practice. So before halftime, our director had already gotten operations to call someone at Fox, find out exactly what model he used for years prior, and had it shipped in for the next game. That's what I'm talking about, Troy. I don't like this helmet. I don't like this mouthpiece. Y'all better get another one up here. I ain't throwing no more touchdowns. I ain't broadcasting no more games. Flex your muscle. However, anonymous person, I hear you too. They like, dog, we went through this, but you weren't there to go through it. So what's going on? And the sources that spoke said that whether Aikman was involved in a leadership change or not, well, that matters. They felt as though there didn't appear to be any concern for how that decision might impact the rest of the Monday Night Football production team. They said people don't realize the impact it has downstream on everyone else. Yeah, there were some shifts. People do realize it. But do people care? Man, not that much. The biggest muscle flexes. All right, here's the last quote. I think there's a lot of people who could talk, but likely won't because they fear of a potential target being put on their backs by ESPN. But a lot of those people are so upset. We get it. What is going on over there? They said that he would yell at everyone in the truck when he wasn't getting what he wanted. Sound like Troy just being a quarterback. Great to work with, they said about Joe Buck. Of course, you got to have the good cop and the bad cop. You can't have two bad cops. We'd have been heard about this. What do I make of this? I like Troy Aikman. I actually love him, listening to him. I don't get the criticism of him and Joe Buck. I love both of those guys. Don't know them from, too well in terms of real time, in terms of FaceTime. Seen them. Hey, what this sounds like is a typical social experience, especially in the workplace. Somebody has a lot of power. And with that power, it starts to either get to them or it's going to get to you. It's simple. Either they're going to get cocky, door number one. They're going to flex on you. They don't even have to be cocky to do that. They're just putting you in your place, and you know your place. Or three, they do both. And there's a fourth one, which is, he's just such a great guy. Never uses it, right? But how many people choose door number 4? So usually it's door 1, 2, or 3, the combo of 1 and 2. I have nothing to lend here in terms of deep intel, just an overview. And the overview is this. When you're around someone like that, who you know has the upper hand in power, you still got to be yourself. Now, being yourself is going to rub them the wrong way, especially when they're a person who realizes they don't have the same consequences as you do, but you fully understand that, right? So you can't be combative because you're going to lose that battle. You also can't just start kissing butt because you're like, dog, I'm a grown-ass person, man or woman. What the hell are you talking about? So what do you do in these situations? To me, the best way to diffuse them seriously is to try to go to friendly places with that person. Right? And that's not always, let's go get a beer, because the dude may not want to hang with you, you peasant. Like, you know what I mean? That's how you going to act. He may not want to kick it. He may just like, dog, I just come to work on my private jet, and I'm out as soon as it's over. So what's a friendly place then? A friendly place then is when y'all over there hovering over the bagels and breathing on the orange juice. A friendly place then is when you're doing the work with them or for them, and you start to have those conversations that are off work topics, right? You got to build the relationship up. And I got to talk to both sides. A lot of times these anonymous people complain when things don't go their way, but they put no deep investment in for them to go their way. They just wait for it to go their way. And when it doesn't, anonymous source, and I got to complain about Troy Aikman. And Troy Aikman like, dog, sorry, didn't know who the punter on the team was. And if I did, I wasn't mean to him. I just wasn't trying to go out my way. I didn't do my job if I know the punter that well. Think about it. Quarterback. Get it? 4th down. Oh, he ain't on field. Not everyone's an asshole because they don't want to be your friend. But if they're mean, then they're an asshole. But that doesn't sound like Troy Aikman in this situation. I just think there's a disconnect. Oh, he was just coming in when he came in. Oh, he just left when he left, and he didn't even speak to us. But did you speak to him? Listen to this. Troy travels on his private jet on Monday mornings and flies home after the game. He could not be further removed from the crew, and I would confidently say that he knows maybe 10 people on a crew of like 150 people. That's a two-way street right there. I heard nothing but two-way. You know why? Because there have been times where people have said I've been cocky or hard to talk to or whatever the hell, or I just didn't want to bother you. That's the safe way of saying you cocky or scared to talk to you. And I was like, well, that's on you. That's a you problem. You coming at me sideways, and I am not that guy. But you can perceive that of people, especially affluent people with success, people who have status. People always assume, oh, I know you're so busy. Oh, I'm sorry to bother you. Like, if you don't shut up and hurry up and start talking, like, there's nothing worse than the fan who comes up to you and say, sorry to bother you, but that was 4 seconds. We could have got into that autograph. 4 more seconds of pictures. Whatever it is, stop lying. You ain't sorry to bother me. And it's okay if you're bothering me. It's your right to ask to bother me. It's also my right to say no. I refuse. So I think that in this story, it's not a Troy Aikman tripping. It's not a Troy Aikman doing too much. It's also a lot of people around someone successful don't do enough. And we got to figure that balancing act out. Now, seems like Joe Buck figured it out. Hey, how you doing? What's going on? How's it going? All right. Do you have to do that to just be recognized and respected? Sounds like they saying, yeah. You know me. Hell nah. It takes 2 to tango.